Hello, I am Danielle Jones. I am a life coach, motivational speaker, and author of Surrender One Marriage Testimony. Thank you so much for being a part of my channel. Here, it's all about inspirational motivation, guidance, and support to your fullest potential. I'm here to walk with you along your journey. Let's take our next step together. Much love and gratitude to you. Hello, happy people. I hope you are having an amazing day today. And even during these times where literally the world is going through this issue together, I'm really embracing this time, seeing the beauty, seeing the blessings, and experiencing such growth within my life, within my family, within my business, within my health. Everything is still flourishing. And that is what happens when you build upon belief. And what I want to talk about today is you will never be good enough. This is something that many of us have heard from other people in our lives, from encounters we've had in our lives, from ourselves. And whether those are the exact words that we've heard or not, they are insinuations that we confirm to ourselves over and over and over enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough experience. I'm not in the right situation. I'm not in the right circumstances. I don't live in the right area of the world, in the right city, in the right place. I don't have enough money. That is not, all of that boils down to not feeling good enough. We continue to confirm this to ourselves in our lives over and over and over, why we are not good enough for change. That is what it comes down to. You keep feeding to yourself that you are not good enough. Hi, thank you for joining the live stream today, and thank you for the like. I really appreciate it. How are you doing? Please let me know in the comments below. But as we continue to feed ourselves these lies, and the reason why they are lies is because you do not want them. Those thoughts are choosing you. Life is happening to you. You are just allowing that to control who you are and base your decisions based on that fear, based on feeling like a victim of your circumstances, a victim of the people who are in your life, a victim of the area of the world that you live in or are from. Kareem, thank you so much for joining the live stream today. How are you doing? Please let me know. Thank you for the like and joining today. But no matter what, if you continue to feel stuck as the victim in your life, a victim of your family, a victim of your friends, a victim of your circumstances, a victim of your lifestyle, a victim of your health, until you decide, that is such a key word, until it is that you decide that you are more than good enough, that is the only thing that will ever change it. You will never be good enough until you make the decision that you are. Thank you for joining the live stream today. Please let me know how you are doing in the comments below. But when you decide that you are good enough to make the changes that you want to see in your life, and even in the world for that matter, that is when you stop playing the victim and you step into that leadership role. Whether you are just being the leader of your own life, that is where it all begins. When you begin to be a leader for yourself, just by deciding that you are more than good enough right now, that your circumstances do not dictate who you are and who you will become. Your family does not dictate who you are and who you have the potential to become. Nothing outside of you. You are the only one who can truly make that decision and step into that leadership role and decide. This is the moment that you will always be good enough. You will always be more than good enough. Nathaniel, thank you for joining the live stream today. How are you? Please let me know. But once you step out of that victim mentality and step into that leadership role and start knowing that your decisions are the only thing that matters, and the only time that allowing others to make a decision for you is by your approval alone, you can be a co-creator of your life. For example, I allow me, myself, and my family to co-create together, but that is my decision. I do not give my power away. I share my power. There is a complete difference. And when we play the victim, when we feel like we're not good enough, we are giving other people our power. We are giving our circumstances our power. Richard, thank you for joining the live stream today. Amanda, thank you for joining. Brooke, thank you for joining. Please let me know how you guys are doing in the comments below. I'd love to interact with you on here today. But when you play the victim, when you allow other things to make you feel like you don't have the ability to change, you feel that you hold no power, you are giving them your power. You are giving it away. And what it's time to do right now is take it back by deciding that you are unlimited and you are tapping into the true potential, the true leader that you are, by deciding in this moment that you will not allow anything to dictate that you do not feel good enough. And you have everything you need right now to create change in your life. The only potential for change is in this moment right now. It's not in the past. It's not in the past. I promise you that. That is where depression lies, because you are living in the past, and it's not in the future. That is where anxiety lies. You are so worried and anticipating about what is to come in the future. You are not living in the present. The present is where all the potential and the power is right now, living in this moment. Make the decision right now for yourself. Right now. This is the perfect moment, the only moment for this. You say, I am more than good enough. I am more than good enough to be healthy. I am more than good enough to take action. I am more than good enough to change my career, to change my situation, to change my income, to change my relationship with my children. I'm more than good enough to improve my marriage. I'm more than good enough to pursue furthering my education. I'm more than good enough to invest in myself. I'm more than good enough to ask for help, to reach for help when I need guidance. I am more than good enough. I am certain in my decisions. I am confident in my decisions. I have clarity in my life. I am more than good enough to have these things, and I do have these things right now. Nothing is holding me back in this moment. I will not allow myself to hold me back in this moment, because why? Because you are more than good enough. Lucky, it says, may God be with you and your family. Thank you so much, Lucky, to you and yours as well. Many, many blessings to you during this time, in all the times, but more so in this moment. But all we have to do is shift our mindset, change our filter and the way that we experience life, the way that we experience the world, for that matter. You can do that now in this moment. There is nothing holding you back from changing this moment right now. And as you begin to change your views of this world from moment to moment, you begin to change your life. There is no more truth than this. Step into your power. Empower yourself. You cannot make a wrong decision. It just is a matter of how you make that decision. You make it with 100% confidence and certainty. Allow it to become a part of you. For example, as you choose a certain way to parent your children, everybody knows that there are 1,000,000,001 different ways to parent your children. It does not matter what you do, what you choose, and what method you take in parenting your children. It only matters that you do it with 100% confidence and 100% certainty within yourself. And that is true in every single area of your life. You are more than good enough to have your own powerful thoughts. You are more than good enough to make your own powerful decisions. And so many of us have been raised in a victim mindset mentality, where we feel like this is completely foreign to us. And I am here to share this information with you today and support and guide you through this mindset change. Is you are more than good enough. You are not a victim. You are full of power. And all you have to do is take your next step, this step in this moment right now, with full confidence. Shift your perspective. Shift your life in this moment right now. You can look at this time going on right now, everything going on with COVID-19, and you can look at it as a tragedy. You can look at it through the lens and filter of fear. Or you can look at it as an excuse for you to step up for you, your family, and everyone you know and get healthy. Take action. Take real steps. Utilize this body. Utilize this experience and use it for what you know to be true. You do not have to be scared of things happening to you when you are happening to the world. You are happening to your circumstances. Don't allow circumstances and situations to happen to you. You happen to them. You have an effect on them. Don't let them affect you. Switch it around. Let's see. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream today. Please let me know how you're doing in the comments below. But as you embrace this power, as you embrace yourself, and just know that every single action you take is not a mistake. Joby, thank you for joining the live stream today. How are you doing? Please let me know in the comments. Allow yourself to step into your power and to know that you have an effect. You have the power to make change within yourself, within your family, within your relationships, because that's all your experience is. It's the way that you view your world and your belief within yourself and about your relationships and about your experiences. And the more you step into this new way of belief, this new way of experience, this new way of seeing things, it's going to feel more natural to you. And it's when it feels natural to you that you begin to really see it on the outside. As you're building the system of belief, as you're building this belief within yourself of knowing you are more than good enough, of knowing you're taking confident action and making confident decisions, regardless of what they are. It doesn't matter what they are. It just matters that you have a knowing within yourself, and work with this every single day. No matter how unnatural it feels at first, do it until it does. And when it begins to feel natural, that's when everything just starts to blow up in your reality and you start seeing the huge changes on the outside. Before it happens on the outside, you feel it building and growing on the inside, and that is all that matters. Alois, thank you for joining the live stream. Richard, thank you for joining. Clifford, thank you for joining. Courtney, thank you for joining. Please comment below and let me know how you guys are doing. I would love to know. Also, if you have any questions or comments on this subject as well, I'd love to interact with you on this. But once it feels natural within you, that is when it starts to show up on the outside. And, you know, so many people want to give away their power. They want to blame their circumstances, their excuses over and over, and placing the blame on the outside of you, whatever it is. It's your circumstances, God, other people, your relationship, your house, your health, your intelligence. Everything that is outside of you and the way people view things on the outside of you, you allow that to affect you and make it mean something about you. When in the ultimate reality, it does not hold any power over you. It only does because you are allowing it to. You are giving the power away. All the power lies within you. And when you take it back, there is nothing stopping you. You just have to keep showing up for yourself and keep holding that power. Hold that power right here. The power lies within you. Quit giving it away. Tariq, thank you for joining the live stream today. Tariq, I am doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. Please let me know how you're doing in the comments. Thank you for all the loves and likes and everybody. I really appreciate it. Inspires me to keep going every single day when I know this is being validated on your end, because I am sharing this information with you because I want to create a change not only within myself, but I want to be able to hand deliver it to you. I want you to take this power out of my hand right now and take it back for yourself. Allow that to be a visual, significant moment right now. This is your power. Grab it right now and take it back. Place it back where it has always belonged. It's never belonged in your circumstances. It's never belonged to your relationships, to your family, to your past, to your future. Wherever you are placing your excuses, wherever you are placing the blame, that is who your power belongs to. This is truth. Whatever you are allowing to make you feel like you are not good enough, to change your life in this moment, to allow you to stop you from making the decision right now to start a change in your life, that is where your power lies. Does it live within your husband? Does it live within your wife? Does it live within your circumstances, where you live? Does it live within your family? Does it live within your children? Do you allow your children to dictate whether or not you are being able to have change in your life? Do you let that hold you back? And the reason why I say that so significantly is because you are teaching them. You are their guide. You are their light on their journey. And you are teaching them how to have a victim mentality. I have been guilty of this as well, so I am only continuing to preach to myself. John, thank you so much for joining the live stream today. How are you? Please let me know in the comments. But when you step into your power, you are not only being a leader for yourself, you are being an example to your children, to the people surrounding you, your friends, your family, your community. You are being a guiding light to show them how to step into your power. And this is where a lot of you may get offended, but I am willing to do that to allow you to see clearly what power is. Are you allowing your power to be given away to God? Are you constantly praying and feeling helpless and feeling like you can do nothing? And in reality, God or the universe, science, whatever it is that you are allowing to make you feel like the victim. I like to use God because a lot of people relate to God, and I myself relate to God. I've grown up, and it's a continuous thing that I go to in my life, but I do not give away my power. I do not allow it to make me feel like a victim. God, the universe, whatever it is that you have a bigger belief system in, has given you the power, allowed you to utilize your power. They want you to know it, they, he, whatever it is that you believe in, wants you to know that you have the power to make change. It is why we exist. We are meant to come into this life and forget our power, to experience playing the role of the victim. Because once we find it, once we come back to it, once we step back into who we truly are, we step into the state of remembering that our good enough has always been there. Our power has always been there, and it has just been waiting for you to recognize that and to take it back, to find it. This is truth on so many different levels, and I hope you do not let offense get in the way. I hope you don't give offense your power in this moment. Because unless your beliefs are working for you, ask yourself, are my beliefs, what I say I believe for that matter, working for me? Is you being so intricately held on to your belief system more important than you creating the life that you always wanted? A life that is going to help you create a better world, not just for yourself, for your children, for your families, for your neighbors, for your community, for your friendship, for the people who don't know how to step into their power, for the world, for the people who are starving all around the world, for the people who are homeless that actually want a home. Because there are actually tons of people around the world who do not have a building home structure, but they feel completely free. They are nomadic and they are experiencing life in such a brilliant, beautiful way. They have embraced their power. They're not feeling like victims to their circumstances, but there are plenty of people around the world who are completely homeless, who are completely unnourished, and it's because they feel like the victim. They feel like they have nothing. They feel like they have nothing to share. And in all reality, that is completely untrue. Juliana, thank you for joining the live stream today. How are you doing? Please let me know below. But as we step into that power, as we become an effect, a leader of change, when we allow people to see that the power that they have always had within themselves, that they do not have to feel like the victim of their circumstances. This is more than important. This is life here, people. And if you do not step into your purpose, your passions, your power, you are not only limiting yourself, but you are limiting all the people around you that you have an effect on. You step into the leadership role and you will have an effect on life. Life will not have the effect on you. You are not giving your power to life happening to you, to your circumstances happening to you, to your health happening to you. You be the effect. So that is my encouragement to you guys today. And I hope if you only caught the end of this live stream today, that you go back and watch it from the beginning, because there is nothing more real than this. Step into your power. It has always been yours. You can be a proponent for change. You can be an example for change in every single relationship that you have in your life. Don't allow, I get this from so many people in the private messages, that the area of the world that you live in or the area in the world that you are from does not affect that you cannot make a change. You are not a victim to your situation. You are not a victim just because you are from a less fortunate area of the world. You can step into your power right now and make an effect on your community. What can you do right now? Make a decision right now that you are going to teach people this lesson, that you are going to show them the way. You are going to be a guiding light. You are going to be an anchor for people who drift away, feeling like the victim in their life. In reality, it is not true. You have to shift that mindset. It is only in your mind. And once you shift that filter, once you see life in a new way and you start feeling grateful for your circumstances, for everything that you have right now, for the ability to see, for the ability to communicate, for the ability to hear, the ability to connect on this technology right now. If you are watching this right now, you have the ability to get on technology and connect with people all around the world. Thank you so much for joining the live stream today. I cannot pronounce your name, but please let me know how you're doing below in the comments. Thank you for the like. I really do appreciate it. But as you step into that power and you stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances, you are a bombshell of change. Danger, thank you so much for joining the live stream today. Rufus, thanks. And thank you for getting on here and for stepping into your power in this moment, because there is just nothing more real than this. When you step into purpose, when you step into passion, when you step into power, you have something that is fueling you that makes you unstoppable. And it's what I talked about in my live stream yesterday, being unstoppable. Danger, bonjour, how are you doing? Hello, I would love to know in the comments below. Thank you for the comment and the wave. I'm waving back to you. But this is so real. I'm going to give you my real life circumstances. Back in 2012, I felt like a victim to my circumstances. My marriage was going through crazy amounts of trials, obstacles. Me and my husband separated. He had left me. I actually write about it in my book in very great detail, Surrender, One Marriage Testimony. And I felt like such a victim. I felt depressed. I felt anxious. I felt that my relationship dictated what it was going through, that I wasn't good enough to keep on living my life, that I wasn't a good enough parent. I wasn't a good enough wife. I wasn't a good enough person. I felt like I wasn't beautiful, that I was fat. I felt every single area of my life. I felt unintelligent. I felt like my mind wasn't good enough. I felt all that negativity back then. And it wasn't until I stepped into purpose, power, action, purpose, living for a bigger reason. And to find that inner child and to really ask myself, like, what did I do? I started meditating. I start connecting with God on a much deeper level and realizing that God was always within me. That He or it, the universe, had never left me. I had just left myself. I had left my power. I had jumped ship and decided that I was going to be the victim of my life. That basically what losing your power and giving it away. It's you jumping ship and you leaving your power and allowing life to happen to you. But it wasn't until I started making those changes every single day. I started meditating, reading books, things that would affect change in my life. I started saying amazing things to myself. I put post-it notes on the mirror every single day. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am active. I just wrote all these things that I was feeling the complete opposite of at the time. And I just kept feeding myself that positive talk. And as I kept doing that I was building it. I was building that belief within myself, and the feelings came around and I was like, yes, I feel amazing. And then I just felt like, you know what? I want to dance. So every single day, like, I was building physical health within myself. And I was just so excited, then that feeling that it was overflowing, that I just had to dance every single day. I turned up and pumped up the music every single day. And literally just me and my 1.5-year-old at the time. Let's see, be happy with what God has given you. Absolutely. I am so thankful for every single little thing and gigantic thing that God has given to me. And when you boil back down to that simplicity, it's easy to build upon that, build that belief system upon that. Rufus, wonderful. Thank you for the comment so much. I really do appreciate your interaction. Abdislam, thank you for joining the live stream today. How are you doing? Please let me know. But I started with action of meditating and getting within myself and realizing that God, the universe, your power never leaves you. You abandon your power. You give it away. So when you decide to take it back and to take action, whether it's as silly as what I was doing, and it seems silly, but it's not. It is very real. Affirming to yourself over and over that what is your truth, what it is that you want to feel, that you are beautiful, that my skin was clear, that my body was beautiful, that my intelligence was unmatched, that I was successful, that my relationship was flourishing. I wrote all these things down, and every single time I saw it, it was a reminder to tell myself. And then the feelings were just bubbling up, and this may seem silly, but this was me getting into my body and really bringing my truth to a physical level. I was just dancing, turning up my music, getting into my body, stretching, working out every day. And this was me getting it into the physical, not just in my mind, but bringing it into my physical reality. And as I built upon that, and as I just believed that within myself, reading these books was taking action and building my beliefs, supporting my beliefs. Dancing was taking action, just getting into that happy feeling in my body. I was going for long walks with my children and the children that I was babysitting at the time. We were getting crafty and creating art. We were taking action from happiness and not out of misery. Junior, thank you so much for joining the live stream today. How are you doing? Please let me know. But as I was taking these actions of happiness, that is actually the definition of manifesting. Is when you take action and create from a place of happiness. A lot of people don't know what manifesting is. They think it's just some foofy, unreal thing that people just chalk up to some magical, mystical thing that isn't real. I'm here to tell you that magic and manifestation is real. Just so many of us have been depressed and anxious and living through the motions of life and feeling like we're just in a place of survival, that we don't have real life experience with it anymore. But I do. I have much real experience with manifestation, with my power, with making it real and making it come to reality. Just so many people have such a lack of experience with it that they just chalk it off as not real. But I want you to test it, and I want you to test it, and I want you to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that stepping into your power in this way that I've talked about on this live stream today, tell me that it doesn't work for you. Show up for yourself for 3 months. It'll start to feel more real. It'll start to feel more natural, like it's just a part of you. Keep showing up for 6 months. I can't hold up. 5 plus 1. Show it up for 6 months. When you make it to 6 months, just like you make it to a pregnancy, you start seeing that bump. Things start showing up in your reality. And it's because you're building up that belief. There is no way you will be able to deny it at 6 months. Dana, thank you so much for joining the live stream today. How are you doing? Trusting God. Yes, I can't pronounce your name. Absolutely trusting God. But know that God is within you. So trust in yourself. Trust in your decisions. Trust in your power. We have to realize that our perspective on God is very skewed. It's very, very skewed. God wants us to unite with our power. God wants us to connect with our power on the inside, and therefore we are connecting with Him. God doesn't want to feel like He doesn't want you or the universe. I don't like to just narrow it to one view, because there are so many different views of God, and in reality it doesn't matter how it is that you view God, except knowing that God is within you, and God has always been there. God is not out in the sky, out in some far place that you have to send off your prayers to. God is within you. And if you take nothing else away from this today, is God is your power. God is within you. He's always been there. The universe has always been there. Your power has always been there. Quit abandoning it. Quit giving it away, and take it back in this moment and put it back where it always belonged. Richie, thank you so much for joining the live stream today. And if this offends you, I'm okay with that. I want you to prove me wrong. If you do nothing else, but do this to prove me wrong. I will be completely content with that. And I promise you, you won't be able to. Because I promise you that for those of you who are treating God as if he is away in some far off place and you are sending your prayers to him and you hope that they reach him, I promise you, you are not happy with your life. I promise you, you are not happy with your circumstances. I promise you, you're not happy with your relationships. And I promise you, you're not happy with many things going on in your life on a very deep and superficial level, whether it's spiritual, whatever it is for you. I guarantee that you are not completely content and completely happy with the things going on around you. And it's because your belief system is not working for you. Let that settle for a second. If your belief system is not working for you, then who is it working for? It is working for the people that you have given your power away to. It is working for your circumstances to continue to hold you in that victim mentality. Yes, I'm trying to bring this full circle so you guys completely understand where I'm coming from. And again, I don't care if you completely disagree with me. I hope that you do, because I know that rage is something that drives people. So I want to drive you to prove me wrong. And I promise you, you will not be able to. So that is my encouragement to you guys today. I love how long this live stream was. I completely did not anticipate this, but I am okay with that because it is completely filled with my power, with my belief, and I hope you take it and you run with it. You take your power because it is yours. It is completely yours. God is your power. The universe is your power. Jesus is your power. Whatever you have to call it, whatever you have to name it. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to talk about is I wanted to talk about my book, Surrender One Marriage Testimony, what I experienced back in 2012. I didn't fully complete that testimony and sharing with you of what happened in my life is when I reached that area of 6 months, I was on fire. I was glowing. I was very much pregnant at the time, and I had never looked more healthy, never looked more happy. My skin was glowing. It was clear. It was beautiful. My home was completely organized. I had gotten so creative and made this beautiful nursery for my son that was about to be born. Me and my 1.5-year-old son at the time were taking walks every day. We were dancing together every day. We were singing, being goofy, cooking together. And oh, by the way, I was completely inspired to eat like an amazingly healthy diet. I had never been more healthy in my life. My relationships that were around me had never been more happy or flourishing. I was making more money than I had ever made in my entire life. By doing something that I loved, I was working with children at the time, and we were creating and exercising together every single day. There was nothing that I experienced that had made me feel so fulfilled in my life. I had stepped into my heaven back then. And then there was a time where I had lost it, where I had quit with the new habits and the new way of living that I had experienced. I had given away my power again to my circumstances. I had done it again, and there was a long period of time where I was just in a state of depression and anxiety, and it was because I had given away my power. And then I actually linked it together and I said, whoa. It wasn't until I had spent a few days binge watching a Netflix series where I was like, whoa, Danielle, this is not you anymore. You are falling back into old habits. And it was a big blinking light to me. I said, this is who you used to be. This is the person who is giving away her power to her circumstances. And I said, what am I going to do right now in this moment to change it? I jumped out of bed. I was binge watching a Netflix series, turned off the TV, and I grabbed a notebook, and I just started writing and writing and writing all of these things down. And I had all these ideas. I went into my library and I went and got some books to inspire change. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take this and run with it and just make this a part of who I am. And I had identified what I was doing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just start doing what I used to do back then. And I started meditating. I started reading books. And I actually even took it a step further this time, which is why I've been able to keep running with it for so long and taking it to such a new level, is I invested in myself in a life coaching program. And I was thrilled to connect with all these women that were going through this same empowering experience with me, and it just took it to a whole new level, connecting one-on-one, having something that was not only me working toward my journey, but having someone else alongside me working toward my journey. There was nothing, and that is actually what made me step into this journey of life coaching. And it's another validation of why magic and manifestation is so real. So many people who are successful businessmen and businesswomen around the world are fearful and worried right now, and their finances and their businesses are suffering because of everything going on in the world from COVID-19 right now. And mine is flourishing. My business is growing. Why is that? Why is my business and my life and my reality going against every single thing that people are experiencing around the world right now, which is misery, fear? They're experiencing feelings of feeling unsuccessful. Their businesses are diminishing. Their finances are diminishing. Why are mine growing? Ask yourself that question. And ask if it's a good enough reason for you to consistently show up and to step into your power. Karam, hello. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for joining the live stream today. I am from the USA. I am in Florida. And let's see, Shevo, thank you for joining the live stream today. How are you doing? I would love to know below in the comments. But use this validation. Use my testimony back in 2012 and in this current time now. I am in this state of growth, the state of happiness, a state of flourishing. Everything, my health is flourishing. My relationships are flourishing. My business is flourishing. Why is everything flourishing for me right now? Ask yourself this question, and ask yourself, why can't it for you? And the answer is, there is no reason. There is no reason that you are not good enough. You just have to step back into your power. You have to decide right now that you are good enough. And that is you stepping back into your power. That is this live stream and this conversation coming full circle. Musin, thank you for joining. Let's see. I don't have the WhatsApp app. I communicate mainly here on Facebook and in the Messenger app. Let's see. I appreciate that though, you asking, but this is where I do my main connecting for my live streams and talking in the private messenger. I also am on Instagram. I also have a YouTube. I'll go ahead and connect that below. I'll also link up my book if you guys are interested on reading more about my testimony back then. Let's see, Mu Heeson. Hey, how are you? Thank you for the comment. I am from the USA. More specifically, I am from Florida, which is actually they're actually completely shut down from the virus going around. And so many people are in a state of fear for their health. And I actually will link a video below on the actions, how you can step into your power and what real steps that you can take to keep yourself healthy during this time, and for you to be able to share that information with other people. Because once we step out of fear and step into our power and start taking real action for ourselves, everything starts working for us and toward our benefit and for the greater good. Let's see. I will learn English. Can you help me? A lot of people who are looking to work on their English and learn English better go to my YouTube channel, and they like to hear all the different words that I use and the different ways that I communicate. And I also communicate in my Messenger app, and I'll communicate back and forth. A lot of people like just discussing things back and forth with me. That helps them a lot with their English, so I've done that a lot, especially in the last 6 months. So feel free to private message me and we can talk back and forth and we can work on your English together. I would absolutely love to do that, and that is totally you taking action and you stepping into your power. So I love that so much, and I appreciate your comments and interactions today on the live stream. But seriously, guys, ask yourself, why not? And the only answer is you. You are the only one holding you back. You are the only one who can give away your power. You are the only one who can decide whether you are or are not good enough. Don't allow anything else to dictate your life and your experience. Once you build this belief system, once you step into this way of living, you are going to have to keep showing up for yourself over and over. And I will say that the first 90 days is the most difficult because it feels the most unnatural. And that is actually why I offer my 90-day life coaching program. So if you would like more details on that, go ahead and PM me. I would love to get further connected with you on that subject. But as you press on through that first 90 days, you will feel that that way of life just feels like it's a part of you and it's natural, and it's just so much easier to keep on going. And once you bubble up to that 6-month place, you will start seeing some real tangible things show up in your life and in your reality. It is so real in my life that I hope you can feel the positive vibes that are just spewing out of me and overflowing to you, because I am a living testimony of why this is the only truth that you need to prove right and to yourself. You deserve it. Let's see. My class teacher, you get out. I'll go ahead and respond more to you about that in the comments after I get off this live stream, Kamran, but I would absolutely love to help you and work with you. But I'm going to go ahead and get ready to sign off. I'm leaving you guys with your power. Take your power back. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Mwah! Much love